Eyes to See.
All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in to Eyes to See. I'm going to play for you a recording that I have of a NASA scientist describing the TRAPPIST-1 planetary system. I was watching a channel a long time ago called Occult Magic Mystery, and he was putting out some really good information about the Phoenix events we've had in history. He didn't know they were Phoenix events, and he wasn't aware of the 138-year cycle, but he had some really good knowledge, and he decoded a lot of occult symbolism. And I learned a lot from him. For example, I learned that Jesus going out into the desert for 40 days was when this system in the sky would disappear for 40 days, then reappear. How so much of ancient art and biblical accounts are actually about the movement of the red sun. And if you watch Archaics, you understand why the ancients would be interested in tracking this thing. And then his channel disappeared. He took it down, I think. Well, I happened to screen record this from one of his videos. He played a NASA scientist talking about watching this TRAPPIST-1 system. And in the mainstream, this TRAPPIST-1 system discovered in 2017, there's nothing but excitement about this system. Like we found a replacement for Earth or something. Like this system is magical with planets circling around it in the Goldilocks zones, and they may support life. But in this recording, you're going to get a very, very different perspective. This system is 4 billion years older than our solar system. I can't help but imagine that our simulation of a world may be a copy of this world, this TRAPPIST-1 system with a dim red star. Could it be the Earth system that we're from? Could this have been the second star that we used to have? When you're listening to this brief recording, I want you to think about the Phoenix and its red dust that it spreads everywhere. And let me know in the comments if you think that this TRAPPIST-1 system that is 40 light years away, what if this is the Phoenix? I think that it is. I think this is the source of the red dust. Archaics veterans know that while we can look up in the sky and see this thing, and although it may look and seem real, we know that it's already here. Everything in our sky is simulated. Our world, as Jason says, is not what you think. Now, if you recognize the guy who is interviewing this scientist, let me know who it is. I'd love to check out his channel, see if he has any more interesting content like this. When this recording is over, I'm going to sign off, as I just want you to hear this account of this star system. And if you leave me a comment with your thoughts, that would be great. And please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks for watching Eyes to See, and here is a NASA scientist discussing what this TRAPPIST-1 system really looks like. Here we go.
Watching it. I watched it, and I can tell you, this thing has got so much trash coming around it. You know how we live in a solar system? We've got 9 planets and a big sun. This thing has got 7 planets and its own sun. But I believe that instead of having dirt on it like our planet does and water, I think this thing is just a big, bright reddish-orange iron ball because it's giving off all this red iron oxide dust out into the atmosphere. When we thought at first it was just a teeny little red speck of fuzzy red dust in the distance, but over the years as it went by and we watched it, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then finally about '08 we could see this thing like it was across the street, and we could see that it was a blazing hot ball of fire giving out sparkles of red iron oxide dust for thousands of miles in every direction. And you could see the planet circulating it. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I really am nervous about. I think this thing's got a planet like ours circling it. This is its own solar system. We're about to have a solar system come through the middle of our solar system. This can't be good. But unfortunately, it looks as though that's what's going to happen. Hopefully nothing in this mess will hit us, even though it does say it will in the Bible, leastwise it does in my Bible. It says we can expect all kinds of problems. We were looking at asteroids. Right close to this thing, there's asteroids that are floating around right near that are orbiting the main sun itself. These things appear to be about 500 miles across, And as you go back into the tail, you get into meteorites that go back for millions of miles in the tail. This thing looks like a giant red teardrop-shaped dust cloud. And you can see, once if you're able to see it up close like we did, you can see every speck out there. I guarantee you there's trillions of meteorites following this thing.
So is it a planet or a failed star?
It's not a failed star. I saw this thing up close. It did not look like a failed star. It looked just like our sun.
Right.
Okay? Would you call our sun a failed star?
No. Okay, well, you had said planet. I wasn't sure if it was like a failed star brown dwarf or a full sun. So it's a full sun?
It looks to me like a miniature sun, just like the one we have. The only difference is our sun is giving off flames and stuff, and this one's doing the same thing as it, but it's giving off this red iron oxide cloud of dust around it, and until it got close, we couldn't even tell what was in there. We could see it was hot, and it looked like it was just a dull red when we were first able to discern it through the red cloud. But as it approached, it started to become more apparent that this thing is just orange hot. I mean, to tell how hot it is, I was told that they estimated between 5 and 10 million degrees, but, I don't really know, if that's right or not. I mean, it's got to be pretty hot because it's sending all of this red iron oxide dust out into space. It's got this enormous, and I mean enormous, at least 50 or 100,000 miles on each side of it, this red dust cloud that goes all the way around it. I know when we were watching it, as it started to make the upward swing to approach behind our sun, it was amazing. The red dust cloud settled down. Instead of being round, it started to settle down into a V, like wings, upside-down wings.
Right.
And I thought, boy, I wonder if that's where the ancient Sumerians got the idea this thing had wings, because, centrifugal force is a funny thing. When it comes back up around the planet, when we see it in the sky, my guess is it's going to look like it's got wings, because centrifugal force is going to be pulling the red iron oxide dust and particles out to one side.